The Prophet ﷺ said, Al-harbu khid'ah. War is deceit. War is tricks. Al-harbu khid'ah. Right? When you're fighting an enemy, you have to, just like the Prophet would pretend to go in one direction, then he turns himself and go the other way. Right? This is khid'ah. Now, by the way, this is a very important fiqh point here. Khid'ah is not khiyana. This is a very important point we need to make here. Khid'ah is a little bit of tricks. Khiyana is treason, treachery. Islam allows khid'ah during times of genuine war. And frankly, every nation does. Sun Tzu, who is the famous Chinese author of The Art of War, Sun Tzu wrote one of the first manuals of war. And I think it's the first maxim. He has a whole maxim full of war, and it's necessary reading material. You read it when you go to the halls of Seaton or the halls of, what's that place in England called? The famous... the military, Sandhurst, right? And here in America, the Virginia, all of these institutes, the first reading material is going to be Sun Tzu, The Art of War. It is a classic. Sun Tzu says, I think it's the first maxim, that lying is 9/10 of war. This is like the way the world works. World War II. So many things happened between Germany and the Allies and whatnot. And one of the final things, the invasion of Normandy and D-Day. The entire plan was complete surprise to the Germans because they had been spoon-fed a bunch of lies. The Allies, I mean, I'm not going to World War II history, but you get my point here. I mean, it's reality. You have to pretend something and then you do something else. All nations do this. And for anyone to come and say, oh, look at what your religion says, subhanallah, war around the world involves this. It's not anything. This is genuine war. It involves khid'ah, but not khiyana. What is khiyana? Khiyana means you make a promise, but you know you're going to break it. Khiyana means you sign a treaty, but as soon as the other guy turns his back, you tear it up. This is khiyana. And Islam never, ever allows khiyana. But it allows khid'ah for the people who are genuinely engaged. Now, who are those people is another question. For those who are genuinely engaged, every nation allows khid'ah, but not khiyana. Khiyana means to break a promise. You can never break a promise. Khiyana means to break a treaty. You can never break a treaty. Khiyana means to stab someone in the back after you swore to him you wouldn't stab him in the back. This is khiyana. Khid'ah means you pretend you're walking this way, in reality you're going to go that way. This is khid'ah. It's deceit. You are not promising. You are giving an illusion. Or even, like Nu'aym did, he used some tactics. He used some tactics. And this is something that is allowed. But what is not allowed is to give an oath, to swear, to give an allegiance, or, again, being realistic in our case, to hold a passport. And that passport comes with implicit conditions. And then to go against the conditions of those passport. This is khiyana, and it's not khid'ah. To get a visa to enter a country, and that visa has implicit conditions. You're not going to disobey the law, you will be a law-abiding citizen, This is khiyana, to get a visa, and then you come and then you misuse and abuse and you cause havoc and mayhem. This is khiyana, it is not khid'ah. We have to be very clear here because of the tense situation that we are living in, that we cannot use this hadith to something that it does not apply to.